At first, it was trying to find something that I knew that could fill the void of football. I've been playing football since I was 5 years old at a very high level, even then being coming from Texas. And my first contemplation was, okay, I'll go into business. And that's what I did. I went and bought a franchise. Ill-advised, but I still did it. Learned a lot of lessons from it. And while I had it, I was there working it as well, trying to fill that void. But while working it, I realized that this is not what I want to do, slaving in a restaurant that I bought in order to fulfill the expectation that I had in the league, and it wasn't cutting it. Oh man, I feel like I'm at a tremendous point in my life. Working with the trust, it was a situation where they've actually afforded for me an opportunity to go back and get my master's degree. At that point where I talked to my mentor and he told me to slow down and sit down, I decided I wanted to go back and re-educate myself. And coming from where I came from, I never thought I would be hearing those words or me even thinking it, that I'm going to get my master's degree. You know, I barely got my bachelor's. Now you want to go get a master's. But speaking with my trust advisor, Hannibal, and sitting down, like, yeah, man, we'll help you with that. Pay for it. I just thought it was an opportunity that I can't pass up. And then mentioning it to my mentor, he was like, you would be dumb not to do it. I used Afterlife also in redoing my resume. Once I sold my franchise, I was at a point to where I was just sitting back and waiting, and I knew that it was something I needed to update my resume. And being an athlete at a Division I school, you never think about doing a resume. You don't think about doing a resume until you have to do a resume. And so with that being said, I mean, the resume that I had, it was from, I think, high school when we had a resume writing class. And so using Afterlife, my advisor, like I said, was Beth, and she walked me through it and set me down like, no, you need to direct it towards this. She gave me the current trends of resumes, sent me templates of resumes of how it should be formed. And from there, I just put down all my work experience, and she helped me formulate it into a way that it made me look like an amazing person on paper. Oh man, it was an amazing experience. You know, some of the guys that I was able to experience that with, it was truly amazing, because we got to role play Shark Tank, and that's one of my favorite shows, having an entrepreneur mindset, mind frame. And being able to role play that with a group of guys who had played in the NFL various years, and know that we had the same type of mindset almost, entrepreneur. We want to succeed. Even though it was for show, it was for play, as you would say, we were all in our meeting room, the different groups, we were competing. Like, nah, we want to be the best. We want to be the best. And just experiencing that, being back in that type of environment with professional athletes was something, I mean, it's hard to explain, you know, but it was a great experience for the trust to be able to set us up like that and give us expertise from guys who've been dealing with entrepreneurs pretty much their whole life. We had a guy come in who had 3 different startups that both had grossed over hundreds of millions of dollars, like in the first 2 years or something ridiculous. And you know, I mean, to get that type of knowledge from a guy like that, it's invaluable. I mean, you can't explain how far that can go in your career and your training if you go down the entrepreneur path. Cleveland Clinic was great. I was familiar with Cleveland Clinic because I played in Cleveland, so some of the doctors still remember me from my playing days there, and so that made it very friendly, very interacting with the doctors, giving me a heads up on what to expect coming later in life with the injuries that I've sustained from playing, having my brain evaluated from concussions that I've sustained, giving me a reading on them from a neurological doctor. It was a great experience that I would say, if you have an opportunity to go to get yourself checked out, from cholesterol to brain to just physical therapy type stuff, go do it. Get it done and see what your test results are so you'll know where to go from here. You know, coming out of college, Exos was getting real big. It was actually called Athletes Performance, and it was something where that's where the top athletes train. So now to actually go through that experience and be evaluated by a trainer from Exos, it was a great experience because now you're looking at a top facility where you can go train at for free and not even worry about it. And it was something to hear that. I'm like, nah, you're playing, right? Really? I can go here for free and get a trainer? But I loved it. I enjoyed it. And I really appreciate the trust for building that relationship and creating that bridge for us, you know, to stay healthy, stay in shape, and you not to have an excuse not to stay in shape. Hilliard Heights was great. It was a easy process, honestly. You know, just send them the name, who you wanted the background check done on, and they returned back almost a 4-page paper, probably longer than that, just of all the history of this guy. And it was actually for a guy who I did business with previously. And so I just wanted to have him checked out because he had wronged me previously. So I wanted to know what was his background like and where I could have went right had this opportunity had been afforded to me before I went in. And by using it, man, I was pretty amazed. I really was at what they came back, and I wish I had it beforehand, you know, but hey, everything's an experience in life, and so you got to learn to go from it and move forward. But going forward, I definitely use them again if I ever have any more business ventures that I'm thinking about going in on. It was great because they honestly, the trust, I mean, also the other partner, AthLife, partnered together, and they helped me with my research questions as far as essay questions for the trust scholarship. And it was something to where they walked me through the process. Speaking with Beth, who was my counselor at AthLife, she just told me that for the scholarship, it's very challenging. So it's very competitive, and you have to really put on paper what you want them to know about you and why you deserve this scholarship. And with me doing that, I mean, submitting it and sending it into the trust, they responded back with accepting it, and it was honestly, it was a tremendous blessing and something that I actually jumped for joy when I got the letter in the mail. It's been great. You know, the staff at all YMCAs, I mean, I think are tremendous, and the location is very convenient in any city. The one that I currently work out at in Tucson, I mean, they've been great, even with my family. You know, having a discounted family plan for a workout is great, especially when you have 2 kids. You know, kids' fees can get pretty expensive, and they've worked with us, you know, giving us a great family discount, and with me being able to go for free, you cannot beat that. So we've enjoyed it. Honestly, I was skeptical. I'm not gonna lie, because it was something new. I mean, being a former player, you get a lot of different organizations coming to you. Oh yeah, we're doing this for players. We can help you with this. Invest in this. We want you to do this. And it was a situation where I was kind of skeptical. And it wasn't until Hannibal reached out to me and said, hey man, no, this is a legit thing. We're actually doing an event up at Exos. This is when they was rolling out the Exos tour, and they was taking guys and just showing them what all they were doing for us as far as giving us membership, giving us a workout plan, a dieting plan. And so I met with them and went up there and seeing that there was actually real people that represent the NFL, represent the NFL Player Association and the former retired players. And from then, it just rolled and it snowballed, and Hannibal just kept reaching out to me with new opportunities that I could able to be a part of through the trust. As far as I know, one of the opportunities was going out to Babson University Entrepreneurial School for 3 days. It's my business, and that was a tremendous learning curve for me, just because I had my own business and I knew what it took to run a business, even though at the time going in, I didn't know, because I was just a young, wet behind the ears in the 20s kid coming out of the league. I didn't know, but going through that, it was something that I was like, wow, I wish I had known this before then. I could have saved a lot of money. I am Syndric Steptoe, and I am the trust.